welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to do something a little different. I am Queen of Horror, so I'm like, let's talk about horror. So for today's video, you've read the title, you know I'm going to be talking about Freddy versus Jason. Freddy. Jason, yeah. So I want to talk about this movie. This video might be a little controversial. Some people might not like me for my opinions. I know. Yeah, let's just start a controversy. No, in reality, this is probably not really a controversy compared to like what other YouTubers have done. But not that I'm a YouTuber, I'm not. But anyways, yeah. So for today's video, I want to talk about Freddy versus Jason, specifically like who should have won. That's where it's gonna be like, ooh. But when I initially watched the movie, I had my thoughts. I don't know if other people have thoughts about it. So, like, oh yeah, like, because like basically like Jason kind of, I mean, they both died, or they didn't really die, you know what I mean, but like Jason kind of technically won, but like it's a, you know, some people are like, yeah, that's how it went. Me, I feel quite the opposite. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know, like Nightmare on Elm Street, like the whole series, like that is my favorite horror film series. My favorite one is Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. Like, I love the Nightmare on Elm Streets. They're my absolute favorite. Nightmare on Elm Street 3 was actually the first horror film I ever watched, so that might be why it's my favorite, but like I love the Nightmare on Elm Streets. That's kind of what got me into horror at the age of 11, I know. But yeah. So I want to discuss this, so that, yeah, I kind of put that out there. Like, so if you've seen me for a while, you know I'm a Freddy fan, so of course, you know I'm going to be on Team Freddy for that one. But yeah, I just want to talk about this. You know, I know people might not agree with what I'm going to say, so like feel free to I really want to hear what you guys have to think. Like, comment down below, like, who do you think should have won, whatever. But yeah, we're going to get into this. Alright, so, as we all know, Freddy versus Jason. Jason, like, technically won. I think Freddy should have won, of course. But I'm not just saying it like, oh, Freddy should have totally won. Like, no, I got, like, backup, like, for why he should have won. But quick thing, for in case you haven't seen the movie. If you haven't, you should. Sorry, there was a reason I was looking up. But if you haven't, you should look at the movie, or you should definitely see the movie. It came out in 2003. I know, little history that nobody cares about probably, but it came out in 2003. Nightmare on Elm Streets were made by New Line Cinema, like the movie company. Friday the 13th were made by Paramount. So initially, like, a lot of people that were horror fans were like, I want to see Freddy versus Jason. Like, it's like, it sounds like a good movie. I mean, it is a good movie, but like at the time it's like, oh, that sounds like a really good movie. Like, make it like Freddy versus Jason. Yeah. But it took a while for them to make it because, like I said, Nightmare on Elm Street was New Line Cinema, and then Friday the 13th was Paramount. So there was a lot of debate over, like, who got the rights to the movie and stuff, because, like, that kind of, like, that movie, I'm sure, made, like, a lot of money. But in the end, I believe New Line Cinema somehow got it. I don't know how they, like, did the deal, but, like, when you watch it, it says, like, New Line Cinema. I have, like, the whole DVD collection for the Nightmare on Elm Street, and, like, Freddy vs. Jason is in it. I don't know if that means anything, but yeah. So basically, the movie, it's about, in a nutshell, Freddy is like trying to come back from the dead, but he's not strong enough because it's been like years, like people have forgotten who he is. So he brings Jason back, basically from the dead, and like talks to him as like Jason's mother in a dream, like saying like, go to Elm Street, like I need you to like kill these people. So Jason goes, he kills people, people are like, ah, you know, and then basically the cops are like, oh my god, it's like Freddy, like it's Freddy, he's back. And then the cops are like, shut up, like don't even say his name, like, no, it's not, like, because, like, they all think it's Freddy, but they're like, shut up, like, we're not going to talk about it, because basically one thing about Freddy, for those of you who don't know, he, like, if you know who he is, and, like, okay, this is where the storylines get confusing, but if you know who, like, okay, in the original movies, he just went after the kids that, like, his parent, like, that murdered him, basically, right? And then in the fourth one, he used Alice to lure kids in to kill them. So kind of like after like the fifth one is kind of a bit more where it was like, if you know who he is, like if you hear his name, like he can appear to you in a dream, and he thrives off of like that fear. So basically some of the kids started hearing the name Freddy, and then they started dreaming about him, and then like there's Freddy and Jason, and they're just killing a bunch of these teenagers. And then in the end, like, you know, basically Freddy gets really mad at Jason because he had a girl in a dream and he was gonna kill her, but like Jason killed her, and he was like, she was mine. Now Freddy's like, I need to kill you, you know. Now it's like a whole thing. So basically, like, they fight. That's the movie in a nutshell, and basically Jason wins. I should have probably put a spoiler alert before this, my bad, but you know, if you clicked on it, Freddy versus Jason, I'm gonna be talking about it. Alright, now that you have a really bad general idea of what the movie is about, like I said, so basically Jason kind of won in the end. I literally saw this movie a few weeks ago, and like, I've seen this movie so many times. Basically Freddy gets like decapitated and Jason like goes in the water. And then at the end of the movie, Jason's walking out and he's holding Freddy's head, and then Freddy does his little wink. I can't wink. And then he's like, ah ha ha. Yeah, and that's the end of the movie. So yeah. I'm so bad at giving movie descriptions. I either give way too much detail or not enough detail. And with my videos, I feel like I'm not giving enough. But it's okay. Now we're going to talk about the whole who should have won. So for me, I am Team Freddy. I love Freddy. Yeah. So this is why I think Freddy should have won. For starters, alright? Freddy managed to basically, that kid that was like a stoner, he basically like got into his dreams, used him to like inject the syringes into Jason's neck to make him go to sleep. So like Freddy managed to get this man asleep, and then in the dream, and we know Freddy always has the upper hand in the dream, okay? Like, we know that. So in the dream, like, he was beating Jason. Like, I mean, he was kicking butt. I don't use bad words on my channel. Anyways, but like yeah, he was winning in the dream, and then he realized Jason was afraid of water and was like, like Freddy was like, ooh, you are afraid of something. Ha 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 ha. So ha 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 ha. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Anyways, so yeah, he was like, oh, you're afraid of something. So Freddy kind of makes Jason go back into a 12-year-old boy, and then Freddy basically, like, you know, tries to drown him, and Freddy's like laughing, and Jason's like screaming, and Jason's like terrified because, like, you know, he hates water. He's like, he drowned. So yeah, basically that was happening. Freddy was gonna win, and then, is her name Lauren? I think it's Lauren. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I know I've seen this movie so many times, but then it's like the moment I come to make the video, I like legit forget like these people's names. Is it Lauren? Lori. I was like, it's not Lauren. Okay, anyways, so Lori, she's like, I guess the main character. She's kind of annoying, in my opinion, but that's another video. Anyway, so she goes into the dream, which, okay, that... I should just make a totally separate video on everything wrong with the Nightmare on Elm Street series, but she manages to get into the dream and pull him out like Nancy, which... I'm honestly, now that I'm like thinking of this, I'm gonna make another video about that this month, because that is something that makes me so angry. Anyways, so she goes into the dream, she pulls out Freddy and like saves Jason, and then the one girl, I cannot remember these people's names for the life of me. But basically they do CPR on Jason, like Jason comes back, and then like Lori pulls Freddy out. And then they start fighting, and everyone's like, we should just, like, go, you know, like normal people. And then Lori's like, no, I'm not leaving till I see Freddy dead. Because, like, Freddy killed her mom a long time ago, but, like, not important. No, I'm just kidding. But Freddy was literally beating Jason. Like, literally, even in the real world. Like, you know, Freddy was beating him so bad. Like, he literally was beating him. And then because Lori was like, I need to interfere, came in there, and like literally if they all would have just left, like Jason would have definitely lost, but then Freddy would have won and would have been all, yeah, so like, yeah, Freddy would have still been around, but like literally if she had not interfered, like if none of them had interfered, like Freddy would have won so many times. And that's why I get angry, because Freddy like definitely, because like Freddy definitely had the upper hand with a lot of that stuff. And like, you know, if there was no interference, like, he so had it. Like, and it's also, like, the fact that Jason needed help, like, what is, like, you know, it's not a legit fight. Like, Jason needed help, obviously. And it was like, how many kids were there? Like 4? It's like 5-on-1, you know? Freddy did good, okay? And yeah, that's my opinion on it. I personally think, like, Freddy should have won. He had the upper hand. He was doing great. And then, you know, Lori was like, oh, you killed my mom, so, like, I'm gonna go help Jason, you know? Yeah, that's my opinion. I guess that's pretty much it. But let me know in the comments down below, like, has anybody else ever thought of this before? Sorry, I had, like, an eyelash. Have any... I need to stop. Okay, has anyone else ever thought of this stuff before? If so, like, what do you think? Like, are you like, oh, Freddy should have, like... Yeah, like, I agree with you. Freddy should have won. Or you're like, nah. Or, yeah, Freddy should have won. Or, like, nah, like, Jason had it. I want to hear down below. Let's be friendly. Let's debate this friendly, like, civilized people that we all probably are not deep down inside. But I do want to hear your guys' opinions. Like, again, let's be friendly. Don't hate on me. Okay? I am biased in this. I will say that I am biased because I do love Freddy. No, I'm just kidding. But, like, yeah, I am Team Freddy all the way. So, I do have a bias in saying, yeah, Freddy should have won. But, I mean, if you do watch the movie, I think I have some decent, like, yeah, like, I got some decent leverage. But, again, comment down below. I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Like, yeah. Okay. I guess I should wrap this up because I'm just going to keep going. Subscribe because I'm supposed to post 31 videos this month, but who knows if I'm going to do that. So, subscribe. Like this video. I've told you guys so many times to comment, so I'm not going to do it again, but you should comment. Check out my Instagram at HorrorLover13 because I'm posting special effects on there hopefully every single day this month. And check out my website, queenofhorror.com, where I post everything horror in case you're not getting enough horror on this channel. Check out my Etsy shop at Sydney Sewing Studio. I do have, like, Halloween pillows on there, like, I have Pennywise ones that just sold out. I have Nightmare Before Christmas ones, like Mickey Mouse, like, Halloween ones, I think I have one with, like, witches and pumpkins, and, like, I have scrunchies that are Halloween. Go check it out. I'm gonna link all that down below because that's a lot. But yeah, that is it for today's video. So until next time, bye guys, and just remember, always say goodbye.